This week on football, we're comparing Ronaldo's best 5 goals against your mystery player. Stay tuned. I have released a video claiming that Ronaldo's best 5 goals are the best 5 goals of any footballer. You probably disagree. I've just recently compared it to Suarez's, which his goal catalogue's absolutely outrageous. It's up on the channel if you want to go and check it out right now. You reckon you've got someone better than Suarez?
I'm biased for Suarez. I think I would have liked to have left him a little bit longer towards the end and then thrown him in there to really...
It was hard.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some unbelievable finishes.
Listen, I'm going to be honest. I don't know if this week will beat Ronaldo.
Okay.
I don't know. This is from a nostalgic, legendary figure that we all know and love that has scored some outrageous goals.
Okay.
Ronaldo's tend to be individual from distance with, defining the way that people then go on and do things. My player is very much a solo wizard.
Okay, so if in the event we don't agree, and we're going to do this anyway, you can go over to Instagram at Alex Goalpost, and there will be a poll on there that will ask you the question, who's got the best 5 goals? And if it is a little bit of an undecided one, we're going to take whoever the poll votes for.
Public vote.
Yeah, and then we're going to move on. At the moment, Ronaldo is the winner, and its winner stays on. So who have you got for me?
Before that, if you are a Ronaldo hater, get in and vote for the other player.
I don't.
And this week's player is Ronaldinho.
Oh, I tell you what.
Dino.
I tell you what.
What a player.
I tell you what, Fletch.
I scoured and watched 20 to 25 of his best goals. Some of the ones that on this compilation that I saw, and you can remember a lot of them, don't get me wrong.
There's 2 that stick out to me that I think might have Ronaldo beat.
God, if I don't have that in
if
the
you
top
don't
5,
have the 2,
that's scary. This compilation had some where they shouldn't be and others like way higher or lower or whatever. I've tried to come up with my personal top 5.
yeah, that's the way to go.
Get in the comments if I've missed one. He'll tell me if I've missed one, or if the order's a little bit off. I'm going to sort of just name them, and hopefully he'll know which one it is. If not, I'll describe them.
I'll compare it. So we're going to go from 5 to 1.
Oh yeah,
the 5th best goal I thought that Ronaldo scored was the overhead kick that he scored for Al Nassr.
Okay.
The reason I put that in there is because of the context of his age. He's 40 years old, scoring a bicycle kick. Like, in what world is this real life?
Some of these have got context, and I think that context is extremely important in the gravity of a goal.
I think so. Where it was scored, how the game went. Was it a dead rubber? Were they already 4-0 up? A lot of factors.
Let's get into this 5th one then. Maybe controversial. Ronaldinho's goal against Real Madrid in 2005-2006. Picks the ball up on the left-hand side of midfield, dribbles through 4-5 players and slots it in the bottom corner. It's one of the goals in that game that had the Madrid fans hailing him and bowing to him. And got a standing ovation at the Bernabeu.
That's mad. Versus Ronaldo's Bicy.
Now, I think contextually, this goal is better.
I think I'll agree.
Only because of the situation of it being an El Clasico.
Yeah.
They hate each other. At the time, prime 2005, 2006, Barca, Real Madrid, Galacticos, you had the Ronaldinhos and the Barcelona teams that we remember as being some of the best on the planet. To get a standing ovation from your rivals because of an individual performance and scoring a goal that for me lands in his top 5 goals of all time.
Did he score a hat-trick in that game?
2, I think he scored. I think he got 2. It may have been a hat-trick.
I feel like I remember him scoring a hat-trick in a Clasico, but I think you're right. Context there would probably mean that the Ronaldinho goal does beat Ronaldo's.
Okay.
I did, and I think it's only fair to say there were goals that obviously Ronaldo scored in a Clasico. There was one where he flicked it over Piqué's head with his back heel and then scored. I didn't include those, so it's not like Ronaldo can't score in Clasicos and hasn't. However, if we're going goal for goal, I think you got 1-0 Ronaldinho there.
I felt like the guy that was at the New Year's thing there. He's going.
I love that guy.
Goal number 4 for me.
So I've got, to compare, I've got Ronaldo's header against Sampdoria.
The one where he's 63 feet in the air.
He's 2.56 metres in the air. His hang time's 1.5 seconds. This is a feat of athleticism we don't see from prime peak players. He's like 35, 36 years old when he's doing this.
Do you know that the thing that always really baffles me about Ronaldo's jump is he's a tall guy, but he's not.
He's 6'1".
That's
same height as me, 6 foot, maybe a bit shorter than me.
I genuinely think that if you put prime Peter Crouch and prime Ronaldo against each other, that Ronaldo would win the header.
I think you're right.
Which is mental.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who you got?
I take your 63-foot header and I'll put in the first of Ronaldinho's flary finishes. So he scored one against Osasuna in 2003, 2004. The ball comes over the top. It's a scuffed shot. He takes a touch but sets himself up with an overhead sort of scissory kick. It's on the verge of
Does he take a touch on his chest? Oh, okay.
That's to come.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah. This one it's an outrageous finish because we're talking about a time, what's that, 23 years ago. You know, he was one of the only real and true...
He's a trailblazer, mate.
...inventors of skill.
Yeah.
And I remember watching it on, you remember the old La Liga like highlight reels, Channel 5 or 4 or whatever it was, and just being blown away, and then everyone in school or wherever you were doing it was trying it the next day. Unbelievable finish. I'd probably say Ronaldo.
The header. I think it's so unique in terms of the hang time. The thing is, a lot of people will say a goal has to be from distance to be better, or I think in terms of an individual piece of skill, because bear in mind the header is a piece of skill.
Yes.
It is something that he has trained and learned and developed, and it's something that is completely unique to Ronaldo in that he has that hang time. He has that ability to get up that high above the defender. His knees are level with the Sampdoria player's head.
It's a hallmark of him.
Yeah.
Heading.
One of the best goals I didn't include, and from talking about Ronaldo's header, he scored a goal against Roma for Man United. And I don't know if you've seen it.
Was it it wasn't in the 7th?
No, this was away. The ball, you're watching the game, and I remember watching it, and the frame doesn't have Ronaldo in. The ball gets crossed in, Roma defenders set in place, and out of frame, out of nowhere, like a rocket, like a train running through, Ronaldo's already in the air. It feels like he's already in the air on the edge of the box. He makes it almost to the 6-yard box and bullets a header in. It is one of the most underrated goals I've ever seen in my life.
Like the football version of Michael Jordan in Space Jam.
Honestly, it's like it's alien to me watching stuff like that.
One of his, I haven't, because you only released it before this episode, so I haven't had a chance to see the whole list. So I apologise if this is in there. His header against Chelsea in the Champions League final.
Just a little glance. Oh,
again, it's that he's in the air for 2 seconds. It feels like unbelievable.
Yeah. So you're comparing, and you're going to go Ronaldo.
I think so, because if we're going into context, a bang average league game against Osasuna and a bang average league game against Sampdoria. There's not much. There's not much glamour in those.
In terms of the piece of skill, I think it's fair to say Ronaldo.
If it was another player that you wouldn't expect to do what Ronaldinho did for that goal, you would be up in arms about it. But I think it's just you just come to expect that level of flair from him. Whereas Ronaldo's is a very unique skill in jumping that high.
It's iconic
and accurately heading the ball, because it goes across the goalkeeper, doesn't it?
I'm just thinking
Does it-
about it now. I
does it-
think
I'm
it
sure
goes
you-
over the goalkeeper.
Even better.
So we got it 1-1.
I'm doing it better than I thought it would be.
So my next one, so number 3 on the list, I had Ronaldo's free kick against Portsmouth.
Okay, I like it. I like this. I've got Ronaldinho's inventive punt against Chelsea.
Oh, what a goal! I remember watching that live, and I remember watching it with my dad and asking him what just happened. How did that happen?
2004, 2005 Champions League. 21 to 22 years ago. I have not seen another goal like that.
Do you know what? I haven't.
I've never
You
seen.
see toe pokes. I mean, Ekatike did one the other day, but
But it's close range and it's fired past the goalkeeper. That's from
yeah. Do you know what?
the edge of the box. I have not seen anyone score a goal like that. And again, the context of it. They went on to win that game. That was the Xavi. Iniesta,
wasn't it?
Last minute, which was a belter in itself. That goal that put them through.
Oh, do
And
you know
that sparked
what?
it because they were down at that point, Barca. That sparked that comeback. Now, for me, the thing is, you can't, because it's a toe punt. So anyone in the comments or whatever could be saying, "Oh yeah," but anyone could. The fact that I've not seen a single player since that in any of the top
Before or
competitions.
since doing something like that.
Whereas, of course, the Ronaldo free kick was outrageous. But we've
do
seen
you know what? This is close.
We've seen free kicks go in the top corner.
Are we at 1-1 right now? Why don't we call this one a draw?
Yeah.
Because we're going to let it go to the vote.
Yeah. There might be some of our viewers, and you just never know. There might be some people that haven't seen that Ronaldinho goal.
Oh, if you haven't seen it, and it's the fake shots before, and it's just
His feet are doing this.
and it and he digs it out.
There's no backlift.
Keeper's got no chance. Was it Petr Cech in goal?
Yeah.
Had no chance because
ball-
he didn't know where it was coming from.
The ball is completely stationary. It's like a free kick.
It is the most stealthy finish because
And he runs away doing that.
it's undetected. There's defenders in front of the goalkeeper, and out of nowhere, a ball just goes flying in. It's like, what can the keeper do?
And I think I can't. Forgive me. I think it might have been a quarter final. But this is
It
what I'm
was a
saying.
knockout Champions League game,
Right.
Yeah, and obviously away goals counted back then
Be
as well.
doing that.
I know, outrageous. Let's call that a draw, and we'll move on. We're drawing at the moment.
I'm really happy with this. I thought I was going to get 5-0.
2 for me was Ronaldo's bicycle kick against Juventus. I don't think you've got a goal in there that beats that. What have you got?
Going back to the trailblazing, obviously we saw again Maradona was probably the only person that you will have seen prior to Ronaldinho doing this. Obviously Messi came afterwards of picking the ball up and running and running and
George
running.
Best.
Yeah, true. But think about how long it took from the best and the Maradonas to get another player that was doing it on.
Ronaldinho was out by himself in terms of skill, I think, at that point.
It's a fairly so I compared this one with the Real Madrid one. Obviously, the Real Madrid for me was huge and made the top 5 because of the fact it was an El Clasico. This dribble against Sevilla, not only does he pick it up in his own half and take it on past 3 players, he then gets to 35 yards out, curves one that hits the underside of the bar and goes in.
I know the goal.
So he's done 2 outrageous things. First of all, he's taken on 2 or 3 players, and then he's leathered one from a distance where most people wouldn't even dream of hitting a shot. Not only then does it go top corner, but you have the added benefit of the underside of the bar, which makes every goal look better.
It makes every goal look better. I would say you're honestly not far off with this goal because when you started describing it to me, I remember that goal. I think the Ronaldo goal beats it just because it was. I mean, for context of the Ronaldo goal against Juventus, knockout tie, we're looking at a stadium full of Juventus fans standing up, applauding. So again, you've got that respect from the fans because they can't believe what they've just seen. Not just the goal in itself, it was almost like that feeling of Ronaldo at that point. It was like, is there anything he can't do?
It was the enigma. It was the...
Oh, it gives me tingles just thinking about that goal going in.
You look at it and go, he's not human. There's not human. I'm happy to give you that. I mean, it was a risky one with that one going second.
I wouldn't complain if someone said the Ronaldinho goal's better. I honestly wouldn't.
No.
I'd say
if that goal against Sevilla was in the Champions League against a big name team or in an El Clasico or to win the league, I think it would have a shot.
I think so.
Because the individual talent to score both of those goals is so far above a lot of other players that have been classed as world class.
Yeah.
But I would agree. The situation, the celebration, you can
everything about it. Okay, my number one, which I still believe this is the best goal that has ever been scored. Ronaldo against Porto. This was away in the Dragao, 6 minutes into the game. Options left and right. He's 39.6 yards out. He thunder punts one into the top corner at a speed I don't think I've ever seen a football hit from that distance. And the trajectory, it just didn't go above, it just stayed on a line. And you think, this guy was on top of the world at that point. This guy was absolute number one player in the world, just as Messi's kind of emerging.
Was that the Ballon d'Or season?
This was 2008, 2009. It was a season just before he left Man United, I believe.
So that would be then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we got to the final that season and played Messi.
Yes.
Barca.
Yeah.
But again, you go to Porto, and I remember how this goal went in. I was sat here watching the game. Our friend Tom was over the road. He lives opposite, and he was also watching the game. As about 2 minutes kicked in, ITV just went. And I said, Tom, I messaged him, are you watching the game? He said, yeah. I said, can I come over? My TV's gone. I ran over, sprinted over, and by the time I got there, the goal gone in.
No.
I missed it live.
No.
I missed the greatest goal of all time live. Honestly.
There's nothing. That's up there with the England-USA.
Yeah. Gerrard. Was it Gerrard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just went to an advert halfway through, like in the middle of a game, and then came back and they're all celebrating.
Well, the funny thing about this was ITV, it was an issue with ITV, I thought. But when I got there, he had the same issue, but it had just restarted.
Oh, no.
So I don't know how many other people missed that Ronaldo goal, but 6 minutes into the game, when there's 5 passes on, and I made the comment during the episode I've just recorded that 2026, that goal doesn't get scored because there's not a chance a player is shooting from 40 yards when he's got 4 passing options and can go backwards.
And this is what I love about these goals that are so iconic, is that the reason that they're iconic to us, and if you're of a certain age, is because you just don't see them anymore.
No.
And if they are, they're I mean, that, yes, they're once in a blue moon. No one's shooting from 40 yards out in a Champions League knockout game away, in this day and age. But there probably wasn't that many people doing it back then. It's the fact that anyone else on that pitch, of the stars that Manchester United had at that time, anyone else on that pitch even looks like they're going to rev their foot up to hit it from there. Even United fans are going, don't do that.
Yeah, I agree. And you think about the quality, like you said, quality of players around him that there's a pass on. I think Rio talked about it, that he was almost saying don't shoot, but then you think about the person who's shooting, you're like,
you've got to let him
go on then.
I am surprised now that we're at number 1. I am surprised that you didn't have the Arsenal free kick.
I nearly did. Do you know why I didn't have that Arsenal free kick? There's an element, and it's a slight hint, that the goalkeeper should have done better. And I don't want that to overshadow how good the goal was. There was an element that Almunia got beat there and maybe shouldn't have, but then he set up his wall and Ronaldo's beating it from 40 yards.
It's the audacity, the timing of it.
Clive Tilty's commentary.
What does he say?
He says, too far out for Ronaldo to think about it. And he goes, oh!
Yeah. Oh. Prime Champions League.
What have we missed? You think about if we had Clive Tilty on those comms now, the Bale goal, the Ronaldo overhead kick.
Fletch and Coisty.
We've got Fletch. Coisty.
Nothing against Fletch or Coisty. If you
can
want
it be AC/DC? Who's your number 1?
It's the goal you alluded to earlier.
It's one of the best goals I've ever seen in my life.
And it's just the motion. It's the fact that it's all in one motion. Barcelona versus Villarreal, 2006-2007. Ball gets played into Ronaldinho. He sets himself up for an overhead kick with his own chest. His feet aren't set. They manage to not only flip him backwards, but make the most perfect contact with the ball to take it over the goalkeeper from like 8 yards out, which is a skill in itself. There is not one player, again, before or since that I've seen that has got the imagination to do that. You think of like the Dele Allis where he takes it down and knocks it over his head. That's all very calculated. This was pure instinct.
The goals that we see nowadays are maths.
Yes.
The goals that we saw 20 years ago were art.
And genius, yeah.
Were two different subjects.
Yeah.
You've got mathematicians these days and you had artists 20 years ago. And that Ronaldinho goal encapsulates that perfectly, because I remember watching it and going out to the field and trying to replicate it over and over again.
Because you haven't seen it
How
before.
on earth does he twist all it? Like, he knows that he's got to do that, surely. Like, you can't think... can you plan that?
For me, this is what separates the Messis, Ronaldos, the Ronaldinhos, these even Neymars to a certain extent. They are so out of this world, brain-wise, that I genuinely feel... I've always said I'd love to spend 5 minutes on a football pitch inside their head, because where we are looking at a pass, or where we're thinking, like the ball comes into us, and we're thinking... okay, I've got to take this touch now and then maybe I'll be able to bend it round. And that's all a split second thought. For me, it feels like these players, everything just stops.
Yeah.
And they've got an
Feels
hour.
like they've got so much time.
They've got an hour to think, right, if I do this, I do that. Okay, cool, I'll flick this up and then overhead kick it. No one else has got the brain capacity. They are slowing down time. They're making a decision that other players are just not capable of doing.
I think it's a real shame that we have to have a goal that beats that goal. But
I can't.
What do you think? Do you think the Ronaldo goal was better?
Yeah, I think circumstance. I think the how far away it is, and I can't
only goal of the game, by the way.
Yeah.
United win that game 1-0.
I can't.
Away goal.
It takes a lot for me to praise not just Ronaldo, but Ronaldo in a Manchester United shirt, because they were the years where he hurt me. He hurt me. That was having to go into school playground.
A lot of people, Ram.
And having everyone saying, "Oh, did you see?" All the United fans, "Oh, did you see that last night?" That is a goal that I can look at and still get tingles from, because, and do you know what it gets? You spoke about it earlier. It's not how far away it is. It's not the context. It's the fact that that ball stays.
It's almost defying physics.
It's like someone has put it on the end of a stick in stature and just taken it into the goal.
If he scored that these days, right now, people would think it was AI.
If he scored that in the 1800s, he'd be burned as a witch.
Yeah, he would be sacrificed at the cross. The Salem witch trials. Ronaldo would be the first guy on the pike.
I think it's going to be. I think you've set me a really tough task to find.
I think you've had a really good go there. I think Ronaldinho is really close. I'd have Ronaldo, and obviously now we've spoken about this, I think we've both just pipped Ronaldo. We're going to put it to a vote. We're going to put it on the Instagram post, so keep an eye out at Alex Goalpost. Go and have a look on there. I can put it on TikTok as well, so at Alex Goalpost on TikTok.
Can you, just before they correct us, can you think of any other Ronaldinho goals that I've missed?
The two that I had in my head instantly was the chest and overhead kick and the goal against Chelsea. The Sevilla goal, is it Sevilla when he's... Yeah, that goal sprung to mind as you were saying it, but not until you reminded me of it.
It's just, there was just a...
There are a couple of Ronaldinho goals when he was really young. I think maybe even his first goal when he made his debut, or his first goal for Barca, was outrageous, if you look that one up as well.
The thing with Ronaldinho, there's a plethora of goals where he picks the ball up, might be 20 yards inside the halfway line, might be on the halfway line. There's not hundreds, but there's loads.
There's loads.
Of him just jinking and weaving and then finishing one off. I think for me, it was the nostalgia of the genius that he was. I think he was, and I genuinely mean this, I think he was criminally underrated because
he won't go down as one of the best players in history. And do you know why? Because the game has evolved to goals and assists and numbers on spreadsheets. And I am guilty of this myself.
I think we have to be, because that's the way the game is. But
you have to judge it as it is now. But
for the eye test, there's not many better.
Because it would be very... It's like... we talk about Ryan Giggs. Ryan Giggs is one of the greatest players to ever play the game. Nobody talks about him in these conversations. And obviously, he's ruined his own legacy. But again, numbers. I mean, did he score 200 goals for Man United in 700 appearances? Like, you want 500 goals these days to keep up with Messi, with Haaland, with Ronaldo. And yeah, I think it's a good list. I think it was a good crack at the beating Ronaldo
I didn't want to let you
challenge. I think you've done really well.
Thanks.
We've got the North London Derby coming up at the weekend. So I thought we would do a fun little exercise. Tottenham versus I was about to say Tottenham versus Man United.
North London Derby,
North
pretty
London
much.
Derby. Scouser from Hereford, by the way.
Dots me.
Sorry, from Hereford as well. Hereford. Tottenham versus Arsenal, combined 11.
Done.
In goal, Vicario or Raya?
I think Vicario gets a lot of unnecessary hate, but
I agree, but it's Raya.
But it's Raya,
Raya,
yeah.
I think, has been best goalkeeper in the league for probably the last 2 seasons. Left back, Calafiori or Jed Spence / Udogie.
Doggy.
It's Calafiori.
It
We can't
is-
be thinking about this.
No. And I was what I was thinking about was I think I'd even put Lewis Skelly, even though he hasn't played.
I'd agree.
Above the other two.
Yeah, and I'd be tempted.
I like Jed Spence.
I'd be tempted by Hincapie as well.
I like Jed Spence.
Jed Spence I think he's underrated. I know people don't like him. I think he's
I
underrated.
don't even dislike Destiny Udogie. It's the inconsistency. He had that purple patch of being unbelievable, and we haven't seen him since.
No, really strange. Okay, let's go right back. Urian Timber, Jurian Timber.
Or Jed Spence. Or Archie Gray.
It's Timber,
It's Timber.
or it's Spence.
It
It's
could be,
definitely Timber.
It could be any one of Spurs' players.
Or Pedro Porro, who I think is
I like Pedro Porro.
Timber. I think Timber's maybe the best right back in the world at the moment. Let's go centre backs. Gabriel or Van de Ven.
It's Gabriel and Saliba, but
I tell you what, Gabriel Van de Ven, I don't think it's as far away as people think it is.
do you know what? I'm in a very much Liverpool-based group chat, and a lot of the boys will be watching this. They hate Mickey Van de Ven.
Oh, he's amazing.
They don't rate him at all, and it gets my back up so
Really?
much. When we were being linked with him,
He's brilliant. I
were
think
like,
he's one of the best centre halves in the
90,
league.
90 million for Van de Ven. Yeah,
Yeah,
go and get him.
yeah. Can do everything.
I couldn't believe it. Maybe we're the ones in the wrong. Maybe people will tell us that we're idiots.
I
but
mean, the only reason why Van de Ven at the moment is coming under a bit of heat is because Tottenham, the team around him is awful. I think, again, we go back to the Tottenham conversation. I think the players are much better than how they're playing, the system they're playing. I think Thomas Frank didn't obviously get them going, and I think obviously again Ange didn't do it right. But I think the players individually, I think Van de Ven's fantastic.
I think it's brilliant.
Gabriel's got to nick it over Van de Ven, hasn't
He
he?
does, but it's a shame.
Saliba versus Christian Romero. Christian Romero on his day, I think, can compete with Saliba genuinely. But I'm going to go Saliba because the partnership's better.
They are the most. They are the two most They are world class, fantastic defenders. Gabriel and Saliba. They are the most overhyped pairing in the world. People will have you believing that is Beckenbauer and Baresi.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of history, yes, but in terms of right now, I think it's unfair to
probably the
not
best.
say they're the best two centre backs in the world.
Don't disagree.
Okay, let's go to midfield. Declan Rice or Joao Palhinha?
Rice.
Zubamendi or Bentancur?
Zooby doo.
I think Bentancur's underrated.
Yeah, but it's got to be Superman.
It's got to be Supermendy. And then you've got, I tell you what here, Xavi Simons or Eze.
I'm going Xavi Simons. I
feel like Roy Keane when he goes, really?
it's
Really?
I don't like.
Xavi Simons is really good. Eze's better.
This is a head over heart decision. All the rest of them have been non-biased, factual. That is the right answer, and anyone else is wrong. This one for me, it was the hype. It was the hype around Eze going to Arsenal, the big reveal, the homecoming, the Arteta, that's my boy. Doesn't trust him as much as we think he does.
He doesn't play the way that I think Arsenal want to play. He takes risks. He's happy to give the ball away in the hope that, it does come off and something spectacular comes. Mikel Arteta is not that manager. And then when you look at it and you think, was that the right signing then? Because Ødegaard's very safe, and Ødegaard, I tell you what, his stock has fallen. Ødegaard might be one of the most overrated players in Premier League history, and not because he's a bad player, but because people were putting him in conversations with Kevin De Bruyne and Bruno Fernandes. What is he doing there?
He doesn't contribute anything.
He's always dribbling backwards.
I don't care if anyone says, "Oh, but he got X amount of goals and X amount of assists." I think that any half decent midfielder in that Arsenal side could provide goals and assists. He is not the light at the end of the tunnel, the talisman to win you a game. He's just not it.
He's become a luxury player in that side where he was captain and maybe their most important player. So I don't think it's that he's a bad player, but I do think that the Arsenal fans went very hard, very fast, and people, honestly, people laughing at the fact that United fans were saying Bruno was better than Ødegaard. I mean, the level of vitriol from the Arsenal fans at United fans for suggesting Bruno was on the same level, if not better. And now look.
I say it with a pinch of salt, going back to Simon's Eze. I think Eze's got a higher potential, higher ceiling. I think he's a fantastic player. I think Xavi Simons will plateau in the Premier League. I think he's still got more to go.
I don't think he's at his height yet. I think he will get better.
I think he will get better, but I don't think he could. I think Eze is such a good player that he could be the person to be winning them trophies and Champions League ties and things like that. It's just his story and how it's ended up kind of puts a bad taste in my mouth about him. And I've been more impressed with Xavi Simons' performances when Spurs have been as bad as they have than I have with Eze's performances when Arsenal have been as good as they have.
I'd probably agree with that. Right wing, Saka or Kudus?
It's my boy.
I mean, let's not.
It's my boy.
The hate on Saka's got too much now.
Mate.
Not from you, just you. From rival fans because they want to have a dig at Arsenal. Having a dig at Saka, I honestly think if you think Saka's a bad player, you don't know anything about the game.
He's not a bad player. He's one of the best right wingers in the league. I will say that outright. I can't believe, and no, football isn't played on paper with numbers. Non-penalty goals. Listen. If we talk about a player that is as good as people talk about him, Mo Salah is having probably the worst season of his career at Liverpool. He's registering 6 goal contributions in the last 5 games. Yeah.
From set pieces.
No. 1 from a corner.
Penalty, corner.
Okay. Okay. Right.
I've got the perfect response to what you're going to say.
Is it this?
Name me a player in that Arsenal side that's bagging goals and assists, goal contributions every week. They're not that side. Every other team in the world of football is that side. Every other team in the world of football is absolutely geared towards their wingers, their wide forwards and their strikers getting goals. This Arsenal side has built its identity on not doing that.
I'm not bothered
How
about the
do you
goals.
see Saka scoring a goal when you've got 11 men in front of the goal and he's got 2 yards of space to operate in? I think it's a symptom of Saka being in this side rather than Saka as an individual. This is an Arteta issue rather than a Saka issue. However, this issue will win Arsenal the league.
I can get on board with it that it's an Arteta issue. I don't dislike Bukayo Saka. I just want that out there. I get frustrated as a Liverpool fan in particular because we've had one of the best right wingers in Premier League history and for the last 4 or 5 seasons, and continuously he gets compared to Salah based on his numbers and all that sort of thing. They're just not there. I agree with you that it is not his fault that he's been asked to play in this way. My issue, and by the way, it's Saka, not Kudus. But okay. But my issue is not even from you. I can understand it because you're looking at it from an England point of view. I'm looking at it from an Arsenal fan's point of view that put him on the pedestal that he's one of their greatest ever players and all this sort of thing. He's an incredibly talented footballer and he will go on to do great things. He is not where they think he is right now. He will get there.
He's top 3 in the world in his position.
I don't see
Yamal, Elise, Salah, who's now fallen off.
But again,
I
is
think
he?
I think there's a real shout to still say Saka's still top 3 in his position, and if we're judging world class, the term world class as top 3 in their position, Saka's in there.
Okay, which I can also get on board with. But what I will say is Arsenal don't have him as top 3. They have him as the best right winger
Which
in
is
the world.
not. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's not where he can get there. I've got no doubt he can get there. If Arsenal start winning some serious trophies, which they look like they can even this season and go on, then he can cement that place that Arsenal put him up here. He is not there right now.
He scores for England. He doesn't score for Arsenal. What does that tell you?
Yeah, it's a system issue.
It's a system issue. Left wing, we've got Martinelli or we've got Odegaard.
That's like...
I'm trying to think of who they've been playing because they've been playing like Colomwani, obviously centrally, but still.
They've thrown Tell out there. It's a shame that Kulusevski isn't in this.
Yeah, I think he'd have a decent shout, but again, he plays centre mid sometimes.
Yeah.
So we'll go with Odegaard versus Martinelli.
Martinelli does more.
I think Martinelli and Trossard would both get in there ahead of
Odegaard.
so
I don't
we'll go
like him. No offence.
Gyökeres or Solanke.
Oh my God.
I tell you what, right? I tell you what.
You think Gyökeres gets a bad rep?
If I do. I think Gyökeres, and again, I must sound like an Arsenal fan sometimes, but Gyökeres came to the league and was asked to score goals in a team that doesn't score many goals. Let's be honest. The service that Gyökeres gets is very limited. It's not like he's out there ballooning balls over the bar left, right and centre every week. And when he does once, everyone's talking about it.
It's like Nunes.
He scored 8 goals in the Premier League this season.
It's a good return for a first season in a top side. Has he played? He hadn't played in the Premier League before that, was it?
He played in the Championship of Coventry.
Brighton and Brighton.
Oh, do you know what? He made an appearance in the Premier League with Brighton once, I think.
Okay, but for his first sort of full season as a starter or as a mainstay, it's not a bad return.
He's not as off it as people think. I think it's a disgrace the way people are talking about him.
He does look on occasion like he is running with Timberlands, and I know that's cliche, and I know it's like a football, Twitter, Facebook mum type opinion, but it does look like it. I would have him over Dom Solanke, and I like Dom Solanke.
I tell you what, though, Dom Solanke did score near 20 goals in a Premier League season. Do you see Gyökeres doing that?
No,
I think he would. And again, we're talking about different systems. In a system that suits a striker, a lone front man, which this Arsenal team doesn't, I think Gyökeres goes and scores 20 goals in a season. I think if he's playing up front for City, he's not scoring as many as Haaland, but he's getting 20 goals a season.
Again, going back to ceilings, I think that Gyökeres is far higher in potential to score lots of goals than Solanke's.
I don't think he'll get better as a player in terms of his first touch and everything, which I also don't think is as bad as people make out. Timberlands. But I do think he is definitely being overhated at the moment.
Put it this way, Dom Solanke hasn't got a list of punny names for him, whereas Gyok Lesnar. I do find it funny.
I started myself calling him Victor Blockeres because he's just this. He's just constantly
square. Yeah. Anything to do with Arsenal this season, I've had to.
Gyökeres or Dom Solanke?
I'll go
Gyökeres, I think. Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0 Tottenham players in.
I don't think they can expect. I don't think
even their fans would say.
However, I've got a sneaky feeling up there that they might get something in this North London derby.
No way. I think Arsenal walk it again.
New manager bounce. The heat of a North London derby.
That's shit.
At Spurs, right?
Yeah.
You know, those fans are going to be revved up.
Tell you what. Right, okay, weekend treble. Let's blast through this. This is the part of the show where we tell you how to win money and give you free tips. And we do, Brandon, don't laugh. We have been giving you trebles every single week since the start of the season. I'm currently £61.11 in profit. I won another one last week, so why don't you hop on the trend now and back my tips? Brandon, you unfortunately lost. I mean, that is a really tough one to take. Wasn't it the first game?
I think it was all of them, wasn't it? Didn't all of them end? It was the most banker West.
You went really safe, didn't you?
Burnley. Got beat at home.
That's it. It was West. You lost because West Ham
Didn't win in 90 minutes.
against
Cut this bit.
Burton.
Yes.
£21.67 still in profit, Bran. So you're doing well.
Listen.
My weekend treble this week: City versus Newcastle over 2.5 goals. Leipzig versus Dortmund over 1.5 goals.
Yeah.
Inter to win away at Lecce. £21, 21 pence back off £10. What I will say about that is Lecce have just won tonight, and that worries me.
I looked at them. I had Inter in there and
Really?
I went, no. I haven't gone safe.
Inter have looked so. I watched them against Juve the other night. They just look like.
Oh, I have got Inter.
Go on then.
I thought I took them out.
Give me yours.
Inter to win away at Lecce. Real Madrid to beat Osasuna away. 8-13. That is mental.
Ante Budimir scores every week
And then you know what I've done? Over 2.5 goals
in the
in
league.
Wellington Phoenix versus Auckland FC.
Lovely. What's the returns?
£10 on is £34.62.
Oh, you are a
back.
scumbag. Do you know what? You only need to win twice, and all of a sudden you overtake me. Okay. Well, we've got the chomp to read, and that's the last thing. And I hope you've stayed for it because it's a good one this week. Brandon, you lost last week, and I won, which does mean you read the chomp. The chomp this week: if Liverpool win the FA Cup, that would be a bigger achievement than Arsenal winning the league. Arsenal spent a ridiculous amount on their squad to strengthen, so winning the league was expected. Liverpool have had God knows how many injuries. It will be a bigger achievement than Arsenal win the league, considering everything that's happened. You ready?
Born ready for this. I'm over the moon. Ollie. I think it's a nice tie away at Wolves in the FA Cup. I think we get through that. I think we'll win it. And if we do, if Liverpool do win this FA Cup, for me, it will be a bigger and better achievement than Arsenal going on to win the league.
Oh, no.
You've got to take context into it. Arsenal have got the best squad in the league because they've spent hundreds of millions of pounds to bolster that squad. With everything that Arne Slot's had to deal with, we've had the passing of Diogo at the start of the season. We've had all these injuries. You know, teams don't want to sell players to us because they know if we get these centre-backs and right-backs in, we'd just dominate, so they're just refusing to sell us players. Considering the circumstance, considering the trauma that we've had to go through, Arsenal were expected to win this league. We were not expected to win the FA Cup.
I was just trying to think if there was a minute in there. I'm shocked you went Diogo. Wow.
Why?
I don't know. It just felt weird. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in.
Do you want me to do it again to make sure it's a minute?
It's fine. It's fine. Guys, we are going to be back next week, next Monday and Wednesday, and every Monday and Wednesday for the rest of the season. You'll find us on the go on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can go over to Brandon's page at Was Goalpost. He is on there with all the short form and the best bits. He's also given you Liverpool fans tips on how to get tickets.
From the very best.
You can follow me at Alex Goalpost on Instagram and on TikTok, Facebook, Threads.
Oh yeah, we're on everything now.
I am literally everywhere.
Even I've gone Facebook. Was Goalpost. Like
And
my
you can
Instagram.
also find my YouTube channel and Brandon's YouTube channel as well if you're bored of this one and you want more content. Thanks very much, guys.
Cheers, guys. Love you.